How's it going? I'm doing great. I'm medicated, well, high on life and caffeine, but I'm feeling really freaking good. I hope you guys are. My full review of Horizons, a collaboration between Damn Fine Shave, that's the wet shaving forum, the online website, Black Mountain Shaving, and Murphy and McNeil. I love this fragrance, and I have been using it a lot over the last week, trying to really dive into this fragrance and break it down, and I hope to do a good job of that here in this video today. 28 different notes. Real briefly, let me read from this. If you saw my first impressions, thank you. I shared this in it, but I want to just do this real quick for those who might be watching this for the first time. You can also find this on the sales page. Horizons is a complex and multi-layered fragrance. It's one that starts slightly bright and citrus, but with the kick of ginger, basil, and others, and settles into a warming notes that settle into a sweet and boozy dry down that lingers. Real quick, let's bust out these notes, and I'm going to put them up here at the top. Lavender, bergamot, lemon, ginger, mandarin orange, tangerine, basil, rosewood. In the middle, honey, cinnamon, cashmere, jasmine, sambic, Haitian vetiver, sandalwood, iris, carnation, patchouli, and cedar. In the base, we have leather, amber, labdanum, benzoin, oak moss, musk, tobacco, tonka, and bourbon vanilla. I totally agree with what they have printed here for the scent profile, and it says scent strength is medium, and I agree with that as well. And I like their breakdown of the scent profile, but I'm going to try to elaborate a little bit more on that and dial it in on a few different notes. This fragrance is a great example of the stark contrast between what a scent profile is and what scent notes are. Oh, but hey, did I say? I'm Tobin. That's the McKenzie River, back at one of my favorite spots. Wasn't planning on being here today, but this is how it worked out. Yakety schmackety, that's not why you're here. How you doing? Grab my brush over here. Quite a bit of water in it. This is Misty Rose, a brush that I got a few years ago from Bobby Moffett at Sawdust Creation Studios. I believe that's the V13 Fanchurian. I might get them confused. I've had it for a little while though. I love this handle, and I thought it went really well with the gold and rose colors that are in this beautiful label. I love the label. It's just really hard to photograph, and I hope that these photos turn out. Captain's Choice bowl. I'm going to start lathering this up. Did I already say? If not, I don't think I did. Let's get it out there. Full disclosure, I did not pay for this soap set. The soap and splash was sent to me for review as a gift from Bill, that's the owner and of the vendor of Murphy and McNeil out of Texas. Thank you once again, Bill. This is a giveaway video. I'll talk about that a little bit more here in a few minutes. I think we're actually going to make this a two-fold giveaway, and I'll share with you the details on that giveaway here in a few minutes. First, though, let's talk about this fragrance for those who want to know more about the fragrance, and then if you want to stick around for the giveaway and the rest of the video, we'll get into that. It's going to take me a couple minutes to work this lather up. This Kodiak base is available in the initial release only, and then it'll be in the Aeon base, which is still a fantastic base. That's what my Bushmalt is in. This fragrance with the 28 different notes create a profile, much like how if you have a guy playing a guitar and nothing else, you'll be able to hear the guitar. But then if you bring in another 40 or 100 instruments and to form an orchestra, hearing that guitar will be much more of a challenge. And that is a great way, I think, of explaining how the notes in this scent profile work. If you follow my content, you know I love leather. Leather is in the base. I do not detect leather. In fact, it's very difficult for me to pick out any particular fragrance or any particular one note. In my opinion, all these notes are coming together to form a scent profile and a beautiful symphony of an orchestra. It's beautiful. This is a sensual fragrance. Definitely be classified as unisex, leaning masculine. Already getting a beautiful leather. So let's talk about a couple of the notes that I think I can either, one, detect, or two, are playing a key role in the development of this fragrance. And this is easily the most complex fragrance I've ever reviewed, and it may be the most complex fragrance in my collection. A couple hundred fragrances, including, you know, splashes and EDPs, solids, that kind of thing. The lavender is at the top, and the lavender in this, I think, is a delicate, sweet, evergreen, a little woodsy lavender. Several different types of lavender, just like with jasmine, and I'll talk about that in a second. But I think that is what this lavender is doing right out of the gates. It's bringing this very, this is not a sweet, overly sweet fragrance. There's a sweetness to this fragrance, but it's a delicate, sweet, evergreen type lavender. It's still, you know, it's lavender. It's herbaceous. It's beautiful. But I think that lavender is kind of leaning in that direction. The ginger. I love ginger. I'm a ginger. When I was a kid, my hair was actually bright red, and then the older I got, it turned kind of more of a brown auburn. Anyways, random thought for you. To your right, my left, I have a mirror. I'll be using that in a second. This soap is coming along. Talked about it in my first impressions, how you got to give this a little bit of love, but once you do, you are rewarded with easily one of the best, if not the best, lathers in the market today. I'm not going to focus on that too much. Let's focus on the fragrance. So the ginger, I think it's warm and spicy, and I think when you combine that with the bergamot, the lemon, the mandarin orange, and the tangerine, and that lavender that's sweet and delicate, you're getting like this sweet, sultry, sensual fragrance. I mean, this is, like I said, a unisex leaning masculine. I've almost got this fragrance, or this soap, where I'm comfortable putting it on my face here. Let me grab my rubber band off my arm. The ginger doesn't stand out. I don't smell the ginger. But I think what it's adding, though, to the top of this fragrance is a warm spiciness. So you have that lavender that I talked about. It's kind of sweet and delicate with an evergreen touch. I don't smell pine or anything like that, right? I'm talking about how I think these notes are affecting this overall fragrance. Because, like I said, and I'll say it again, I do not detect one particular note by itself. At times I think I do, but then other times I don't. I've put a lot of time and have been having a ton of fun trying to break down this fragrance. And it's like a Rubik's Cube that a 3-year-old got a hold of for a few hours. And a couple, you know, like the stickers are now missing because maybe he ate them or something like that. And then you're trying to put it back together. This is a complex fragrance, but it is a beautiful, sensual fragrance. Beautiful like this lather. Holy moly, let's get this on the face. Oh, such a luxurious lather. That's a word I don't use very often, but this is a beautiful lather. In the B-roll, you'll see a 360 of my surroundings. It's the same surroundings that you may have seen in my FDR review. My mirror to my left, your right. I'm in the screen. Perfect. The rosewood. Floral, woody, fresh. When we start moving into the middle, we start finding some of those more floral notes, and maybe that evergreen woodiness that I'm picking up from the lavender is being imparted from the rosewood. But I believe that is what this lavender is doing, and that is one of the characteristics of a few of the lavenders that perfumers will use. Joe is the nose behind this fragrance. The perfumer, Joe at Black Mountain Shaving, created this fragrance, and it's wonderful. It really, really is. I hope the camera is picking up this lather. It's looking great in the mirror. I tried to do this shave yesterday, Friday, and it just didn't work out. The dad thing, had to go get my daughter from school. That wasn't like unplanned or anything like that, but it was just ended up being a chaotic day. So anywho, before I break, I didn't finish my thought on the rosewood. Floral, woody, and like a freshness. The top of this is a very unique fragrance in the way that the lavender and the rosewood has those citrus notes kind of pinned in there with the ginger. It's magical. The top, this whole fragrance is nothing short of magical. And I've said that so many times about fragrances, but they're like magic. The way that they behave, the way that they're created, everything about the art of perfuming, something, is just I'm intrigued and excited by it. Man, I better not leave my bowl there. It's going to dump. If you've been watching my recent videos, you know I've been working my way through my slants. This is the Parker Semi Slant. I like this razor, don't get me wrong, but when it comes to my slant razors, it's probably my least favorite. That doesn't mean I don't like it. I like it, and for the price, it's a great razor. It's just not my favorite slant out of my collection of 25, 30, something like that. I love slants. This is a great little razor. Well, it's not very little. It's like a 4-inch handle. I have loaded in it a first use Gillette Platinum. Ready? Let's talk about the giveaway before I go into the middle notes. So a few months ago, whenever ago now, Bill at Murphy and McNeil sent me a set of Olde Bushmalt to give away. That is a brand new soap and splash, an homage and inspired by of Killian's single malt. To enter the giveaway, and I'm going to put a picture of mine right up here. This is what I want yours to look like. Part of the reason why they're doing this giveaway or this collaboration is to promote the online website, the forum, the wet shaving forum of Dan Fine Shave, DFS. Now this giveaway is completely something that I thought about and concocted myself. I did have other plans for the Bushmalt. I have altered the deal and pray that I do not alter it any further. Darth Vader. Okay, yeah, I'm a nerd. I'm a schnerd. Anywho. So what I'm asking you guys to do is just like my screenshot there. I'm asking you to join the wet shaving forum, the website, Damn Fine Shave, create an account, and then DM me a screenshot that you've done that. And then to sweeten the pot even more, I'll throw in a couple of surprises from my den. And we can work that out depending on where you are. If you're overseas, I don't want to discourage you from entering this, so please still enter, and I will mail you the soap, and we can talk about, something else. So, join damnfineshave.com. Send me a screenshot. How do you send me a screenshot? My link tree is in the description. Click on my link tree, and then from there you can send it to me through Facebook, Instagram, email. You don't have Instagram, that's fine. Email it to me. If you do email it, maybe let me know that you emailed it. That way if it ends up in the junk folder, I can find it. Brand new set of Olde Bushmalt, a fragrance that I absolutely love. I've done a review of that. I'll try to remember to put that in the description. It is an amazing fragrance. I wish I had the real thing. Thank you again, Bill, for sending that out to me, as well as this. And I didn't discuss this with Bill. So, Bill, I hope that, you know, you don't take any issue with me changing how I was doing that giveaway. I don't think you will, but I just wanted to let you know. So join Dan Fine Shave, send me a screenshot that looks just like mine that shows that you did it, and let's give everybody plenty of time. December 1st, I'll draw a winner. Today is the 18th. Let's talk about the mid. If you have any questions about that giveaway, throw it in the comments below. Beautiful lather. Gorgeous. Ah, beautiful fragrance. Hot diggity dog. So in the middle, we start out with the honey and the cinnamon. Honey can be, you know, of course, sweet, but it also brings different floral presences to it, depending on how it's sourced and what part of the world it's sourced in. Honey can be very, very complex. Huge flock of geese right over there. I don't know if you guys can hear them or see them. No. Over there through the trees. Anywho. Yeah, I'm easily distracted. How's that? Better? Thank you. I'm liking how the rain's holding out for me. It's been raining off and on the last hour or two. All right. So the last thing I talked about was the rosewood. Next, let's talk about the cashmere. Whenever I hear the word cashmere, I think of like a sweater. Not the sweater. There's no sweaters involved in the making. Got myself right there. See that? So once we start working into the mid, this fragrance changes. And I actually honestly think that this fragrance has like 5 different stages. It's really crazy, and I'll talk about that more here in a second when I get to the base. But as we start working into the middle of this, which only takes about 20 minutes or so, and you know, you're into the middle of it. Maybe less, 15, 10, depending on how you apply it and you know whatnot. That cashmere is bringing this slight musky spice to it that is even more making this a sensual fragrance, because now you're working with that honey and the cinnamon right on top of it. I don't like blocking you guys' shot. Normally I'd stretch the skin, but we're not going to do that. The middle is this amazing transformation stage of this fragrance. The jasmine. So we go from the jasmine to the Haitian vetiver. That vetiver is bringing a definite woody, earthy balance to all of it. And I don't pick out the vetiver, but what I think it's doing is it's toning down maybe some of the sweetness, making it a little more muskier, making it a little more darker of a middle. And then we have the jasmine sambic. There's several different types of jasmine. The 2 that are used most common is jasmine grandiflorium and jasmine sambic. And how I remember to distinguish the 2 is the jasmine grandiflorium. I remember the word floral, and then that helps me remember the differences between it and sambic. So jasmine grandiflorium is more floral, softer, greener, fresher than jasmine sambic. Sambic is muskier, sultry. Of course, it brings with it a floralness. Jasmine sambic, you may also know it as Arabian jasmine. That's another name for it. So, and both, you know, if you were to smell them side by side, would smell like jasmine, right? But that's what the sambic is doing, is it's not as feminine, not as fresh, not as floral as the grandiflorium. So this is a muskier jasmine. And I don't pick out the jasmine again, right? This is almost impossible to pick out one note. I've tried. At times I think I'm picking up the iris and the carnation, but it's hard to tell the way that it's pinched in there between the patchouli and the sandalwood. As we come into the base, that leather, the amber lambdamum benzoin oak moss, they're definitely adding depth and volume to this fragrance. This fragrance is like a master class in perfumery that Joe has done here. I can only imagine how long it took him to get this to work, because it works. The way that all these fragrances are piggybacking off of one another, it's insane. The base is so addictive. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, once I get about an hour into this fragrance, which I put this on before I left the house, it's probably about 2 hours old now, on the back of my hand here. It is addictive. So those who follow my content, you know that, like, I wear it to work on the back of my hand, on the back of my arms, in different places depending on the day. Generally it's right in here, or if I put it on my right arm, it's up a little higher. And I cannot tell you guys how addictive it is. Like, so I enjoy the top, the middle, and the base. And a fragrance truly has 4 stages. And I know a lot of times from talking with people that they tend to think that there's only 3, because you have the top, the mid, and the base that everybody talks about. But the dry down is the 4th stage, and it's the stage that you're going to wear throughout the day. With most fragrances, and we're talking about, you know, fragrances that we would use in the wet shaving community, or like EDPs, EDTs, not these cheap things that you might get at Walmart. With your typical fragrance, and this is all like highly subjectable, and there's a bunch of variables, but with your average fragrance, putting my foot up here on a rock, see if I can't still give you guys some of that view. Look at my armpit, you like that? A top will last 10-20 minutes, sometimes less. The middle, you're going to get 20 to 40 minutes, sometimes less. Maybe as little as 10, depending on the fragrance. Huge variables. And then the base, you'll come into it 20 to 40 minutes, sometimes less, after applying it. After the base, what you're left with is the fragrance that you're going to wear all day long. And depending on the fragrance, it's going to be a heavy, it's going to be a collaboration, a mix of all the things together. A lot of times, yeah, it's the base that's prominent and what stands there, and you know, and almost as often it'll be a good portion of the middle as well. Those top notes usually do fade away really quick. The 4th and final stage is known as the dry down, and that's the fragrance that you're going to wear all day long. This fragrance, the Splash, I wish I had the EDP, I don't yet. I want to buy it. Easily lasts 10 to 12 hours on the back of my hand, and it'll last even longer on other parts of your body. And you got to think about how often my back of my arm at work, and even just during my regular day, is being exposed to the elements and whatnot. And this time of year, long sleeve shirts, I wear a long sleeve shirt to work. That dry down is so addictive. I'm not kidding you guys. I find myself smelling it all the time. I'd like so many times this week, I found myself going back for more. And I wear something else, you know, on the back of my right hand. So today, for instance, I have Mechanical Forest from Alien Shave that drops Black Friday. So over here I have grapefruit, pine, and steel. And then over here this. And so during the work week, different days of the week, I wore different fragrances that I'm reviewing. And I just I like Hunter Biden just hitting that stuff hard, man. Just it is addictive, like for real addictive. I cannot get enough of the dry down. Can't. Bravo, Joe. My understanding is Andrew sent, and I don't know what, but Andrew, he is the guy behind Damn Fine Shave. He sent Joe a bar of soap. I don't know what bar of soap, but some bar of soap, and asked if Joe could recreate it. And I don't imagine this smells anything like the bar of soap, because I don't see a bar of soap being as complex as this splash is. And that goes back to, again, you know, my belief that soap is a horrible medium, a horrible delivery device for a fragrance. That was the inspiration of this. Where was I going with that? Other than, I don't know. So I'm not, so again, right, I'm scatterbrained, I know, I'm sorry. I swear there's like 5 stages to this fragrance. It is so complex that once you get to the second or third hour, it becomes a little heavier, a little sweeter. It's hard for me to pick it out now that I hit it so hard. When you hit it hard, man, it just kind of, you know, stays with you. I love this fragrance. Go back to, you know, the description that these guys have on the sales page of, real briefly, where they say it's multi-layered, definitely, slightly bright and citrus, and that kick of the ginger and the basil settles into warming notes, and the dry down, yeah, it lingers. The dry down is just so freaking addictive. Fragrance isn't going to be for everyone. No fragrance is. I hope I described this in such a way, though, that it gives you guys a little bit more insight as to what to expect. I will earn nothing from the sale of Horizons. I do these videos just out of the love of the hobby and out of a love of fragrances. I love the Pacific Northwest. So what you see on display here, it's just me sharing my passions with you. Another passion is the Oregon Ducks. We got Arizona State today. Down there, got to have mercy on Arizona State. Great game is going to be the Beavers and the Huskies. So torn on who I want to win that one. I won't go into football talk. Typically, on most days, I have 3 favorite teams. The Oregon Ducks, the Oregon State Beavers, in that order, and whoever is playing the Huskies. But then, see, now I'm talking about football. That's the alum stick from PAA. Good stuff, Maynard. But our only loss this year is to the Huskies, and so in a lot of ways I want the Huskies to keep winning. That way, when we play them in the Pac-12 championship, they are undefeated. We only lost to them by 3 points earlier in the season. It was like 36-33, and it's a game we should have won for a bunch of reasons, but we didn't, and it is what it is. It's just going to make beating them in the Pac-12 championship all the better. But for ratings reasons, or ranking reasons for the college football playoff, I'd rather the Huskies win today. I still want the Beavers to do well. I can't believe the Pac-12 is gone after this year. Don't forget the giveaway. And even if you don't want to enter the giveaway and do all that, be sure to check out Damn Fine Shave. That is the only website forum that I'm actually a member of and check out on any routine basis at all. All the other ones I've kind of outgrown and moved on from. And there's different reasons why. But DFS, Damn Fine Shave, is one of those places that everybody's welcome. All businesses. And there's no I'll just be blunt. There's no childish BS that goes on. So I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys for joining me out here. Once again, thank you, Bill, for sending this to me for review. I appreciate you. Horizons, guys, is good. Damn it, I didn't say it in the beginning of the video. I'll put it up at the beginning. It's available at the Shave Supply. He still has a few left. When those sell out, Gareth is going to order more. And it's available at Murphy and McNeil. So you can get it at Shave Supply in California, or you can order it from Murphy and McNeil out of Texas. Thank you again, Bill. It's the little big things, my friends. Like avoiding childish BS and being able to enunciate your words. Use your words. That's what I used to tell my kids. Take care, guys. And I'll see you really soon. I got a bunch of videos planned. Take care. Well, how'd the shave go? That's the direction I've been looking. For those who don't know, I record these before I do the shave. I'm hoping that I stay somewhat dry. I don't mind the light rain. I just would rather not have the heavy rain. So hopefully that holds off. Show you where I'm standing here in a second. This is the same spot that I did my FDR shave from. Similar setup, hanging from some bungees, my mirror and tripod. And then down here is where I'm trying to get my footing. I got my two stools over here to the right. And thank you all again for joining me out here. Thank you again, Bill at Murphy and McNeil, for sending me the soap set. Don't forget about the giveaways and how to enter them. And you guys have a great Thanksgiving. And a fantastic week. Go Ducks. Take care.